Welcome to the Surely podcast. On today's episode, we have Matt Hicks. Don't look at his feet, apparently. I'm not sure why. This guy here has made a feature film. What that means is he's made a whole movie all by himself. Well, not by himself, with his whole team. So today, on the Surely podcast, we're going to be talking to Matt Hicks a little bit about the Tavern. So stay tuned. Okay, so Matt, tell us about how you got into movies, tell us everything.
Well, before I do that, just thank you so much, team. It's always been my dream since I was a little kid to be on the Surely podcast.
Finally, someone! Finally!
We've made it ever since he was 5 years old. He's like, I want to be
First guest, by the way, first guest. So, there you go.
How did I get into movies? I started making like little YouTube kind of skits with my mates, probably like once a year or something like that, just local plumbers and builders and stuff in Cambridge. And then I went to like a little like networking thing. This is way back in the day, like maybe 2015 or something. Yeah. Met a dude called Phil Palmer, who, do you guys know Phil Palmer?
Sounds familiar. Familiar.
Very familiar.
Very gaunt, skinny, Te Aroha electrician / actor.
Okay.
We know now.
Seems like a lot of people plays a character called Phil in the Tavern.
Okay.
Anyway, so I met this dude and I had this idea to like make this series that never eventuated. We've all been here before, haven't we? And I met Phil at this thing and I told him about my series, doing the pitch as we all do. Yeah. And he was like, oh, that sounds like another series in Te Aroha called Mount Doom. So, have you guys ever come across Mount Doom? I think it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Tavern before the Tavern, just like rural derelicts, like just trying to survive in small town New Zealand. Anyway, like I started watching Mount Doom and I was crushed because like these guys had like taken my territory,
It was your idea, basically?
Yeah. Right. So I was like, oh damn. But I really, really loved it, and so I met Ryan Jackson, Samuel Haynes, and all the crew that worked on that. And then I worked on their short film, From Shadow, which Rob was on, and quite a few of the other Hamilton film community, Graham Lauder, etc. And my job on that short film, it was kind of like a murder mystery, kind of real dark thing. I had to move dog kennels and make food for everybody. So I had like a muck pot, like a witch's cauldron.
You gotta start from somewhere.
Onions, mince, and I just had my big spoon.
Awesome.
Just doing that. Had to move some dog kennels, which were heavy as, that were like not used in the film, which still to this day rocks me up. So since I was so upset, I kind of like I was so enraged that I skipped doing a short film and just went straight into a feature, and that was a dumb idea. But yeah, here we are like 5 years later, and it's about to come out. Cambridge, Hamilton, all the other big metropolises as well. Greymouth.
Nice.
Masterton. And Dunners, I think, as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool. And so tell us about the actual process. So you said, okay, I'm going to make a movie. What happened next?
So Ryan Jackson, since he was involved with Mount Doom, he was kind of the guy that kind of like spurred me on. So I pitched it to Jacko and all that, and he was really keen, and he kind of gave me that confidence to be like, all right, we can do this. So I was over in London, and
fancy guy.
Fancy guy.
Great links.
Yeah, I was over there doing cocaine mainly.
Oh god.
As you do.
You gotta get your ideas flowing somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So I was unemployed for a couple of weeks, and I was just like, oh, okay, I'll start writing something, So just like at a Starbucks on my laptop, just being an absolute, that guy. So I kind of like developed all the characters, and they were inspired by real life, Like I basically left Cambridge High School, went straight to the pub, and like never left. So like I had a lot of inspiration and content.
Cool.
No, not cool.
No, but the fact that like you are able to create something. Well, at least you create something out of it. The fact that you use your life experiences to create these characters and mold them.
Yeah.
I tried to go to a Hamilton bar one time, but it was just too scary. There were lights and people. I'm very comfortable in the second division of football. So basically I had the characters and all that, and I knew nothing like about how to the whole page per minute thing and all this. So I just regurgitated all this stuff and wrote like about 200 pages.
Oh, wow.
Because my thing, I was just like, it has to be long. No idea. And then I think I took it down to Graham Lauder's place in Tokoroa, and he was just like, I'm not reading this is way too long. So then I went to Whangamata. I was got a batch up there. That's where I keep the other half of my cocaine. Anyway, so I went up there and I was really disciplined. I was just like, I'm going to lock myself away in this place and I'm just going to write a script. So I just divorced myself of like the internet, like just told my friends I'm not going to like answer any calls, and like did it. And then that kind of took it from 200 pages to like maybe 180. Like it was still way too much. And then I got 2 friends on board who were involved with From Shadow, Penny Boyce and Brad Jackson. So we went away for another weekend and kind of like slashed it down. And so I had all the characters and all the beats and stuff like that, but they were really kind of like really good devil's advocates. They watched like way more film and stuff than me, so I had characters in there that were like funny and stuff, but they weren't really like moving the story forward. So it was really good like writing by that committee. So after that, we kind of got the shooting script kind of there, and then I suppose the edit we knocked out about 40 minutes. Like of just like it's dialogue that you think's cool and stuff because we all like jokes and stuff, but like the story is really retold in the edit. That is the last stage. So, did I answer your question?
Yeah,
it was long and hard.
Yeah, we go through the same sort of process where we love so much every single minute of our film, but to meet certain requirements, we do have to sort of chop it down to make it more relevant. But,
me and Raj, we have this process.
See, when Neil loves his work so much, he's afraid to do it, so I have to be the bad guy. And cut down
I'll do the initial edit, and I'm like, it's perfect. And then I'll send it to him, and then he just hurts me with every chop.
And it does hurt that.
Yeah.
If you've got too much of an ego, your film's going to suffer. Like I did this other film, this indie feature thing, Buzzcut, and I'll slander it on thing because he didn't pay us.
Take the bad guy.
Like it was actually quite upsetting. I watched his film and there was heaps of jokes. It was very comedy heavy and stuff, but most of my lines really could have been slashed because it wasn't moving the story forward. So it's always good to put your ego at the door and get some trusted critiquers in there. Like, you're not going to ask your like uncle or auntie unless they're maybe film people. Because they're just going to be like, oh, that's good, dear.
Exactly. My mum loves everything I make. Almost. She told me she skipped one of the podcast reels. Just one, but it still hurts.
Speaking of what hurts, it's when you've got something that's absolutely amazing. You've written this most amazing script. You show it to someone, and they're like, that needs to go. And like, that's what I'm tied to the most, And then you're stuck thinking, do I take it out and it's just, I don't even like the rest of it now without this, or do I just take this and make something else out of it? And the worst part is when you do that, you go, oh, I'll take this part and I'll make something else out of it. The same thing happens. You go, well, this part, you got to take it out. You go, oh, well, maybe I'll take this part out, I'll make something out of this. And you just repeat that process so much, you never make anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's such a fine line.
So do you think the final product is what you envisioned from the beginning?
Is that what is on the cinema screen today?
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Really?
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, because, when you start, like, with, like, your characters and your story beats and stuff like that, the whole, like, ethos of it is still there, the whole spirit. So, happy. And, like, I got it critiqued by, like, cinema owners and stuff like that, then they're like, oh, you could probably whack out like another kind of like 5 minutes or something.
Yes.
And I'm like, mate, we've left it down. Like, you get to a time where like, like you can't whack it down anymore because this piece of dialogue is crucial for this scene, 3 scenes in the future, there's only so much you can do sometimes. But no, I am happy, the spirit of it is there.
Well, that's interesting. You mentioned that you've been talking to cinema owners. So you've actually been going out and making connections with the cinema owners to get your movie in the cinemas? Is that how you've been doing it?
Yeah, so basically, like, I'm a real realist. Like, this is selling well in Cambridge and Hamilton, and that's where it will sell because, everybody was involved with it. I've kind of been talking to these cinema owners for, like, probably a good year and getting their advice and critiques and stuff like that. Like, talking to Gordon from Lido, who's an absolute G. Like, he is such a good man. so supportive of like the film community here.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and he's just a real straight shooter. So he owns like a couple of cinemas all around New Zealand, and he owns one cafe cinema or something up in Kiri, way up north.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, man, we'll get into that cinema as well. He's just like, nah. It's just like the demographic up there like won't vibe on R16 Vogue and comedy.
Yes.
So it's just really cool that he's like really honest and
Yeah.
like cool about that. You know, you don't have to like beat around the bush. So yeah, man. They're really good allies to have because they know the business.
Yeah.
He's also like given me projections and stuff. He's like, I'm like, how much do you think a movie like this will make? You know, and he's like, well, most indie films in New Zealand make this amount, which is not enough to make.
You get an extra zero to that, please.
You want him to be less of a realist just for now. You know?
But yeah, I think it's good, man. You've got to like face a bit of realism and like have those like hard facts, but like you don't want that at the start kind of thing. If you're too much of a realist at the start, if you're not a dreamer, you're just never going to get it off the ground, you know? So many people have like paralysis analysis. Like I'm really, really thankful that I'm like kind of dumb but like kind of smart, you know, like just like right in the middle. Because if I was too smart, I probably would have never done it. You know? I'm glad that I was dumb to write those 200 pages.
You got to be a bit dumb to actually make things happen, right?
I saw some quote the other day. It was like, make it exist and then make it perfect. And that's totally what's happened with this film.
True. And so
not that it's perfect, but you know, make it exist and then make it palatable.
Yes. No, that's cool.
And you also have to be open to people's opinions and stuff, and be able to work with people, and you know, be open to change and moving forward. Because that's one of the struggles of being like a creative artist, is that your work can always be revised. You know, it's not like a Picasso thing, like the most amazing art in the world. There's always room for revision. And I think that's a great thing that you went around and you talked to these writers and you got opinions from everyone and built this amazing film from just a small idea. So yeah, that's awesome.
It's the right opinions though, eh? Like you've got to find the right, like you know, like I'll look at somebody. I'm a big Facebook stalker, you know. Like I'll suss everybody's profiles out, and you know, if they like Old Crow Medicine Show, the band, Singers of Wagon Wheel, I don't trust their opinion.
I didn't even know what you were saying until you said Wagon
If they like
Wheel.
Wagon Wheel, they've got no taste, and I just
Yeah.
I'm not going to show the film to them because you know, cretins.
100%. And it's back to what we're saying with like even family members that have the undying support. Where there is support there, but it's not the right feedback that you need to progress.
Bro, I'm dreading. So we've got our premiere coming up in like a week. My grandma's coming. She's 78. And I love her. I really love her. And my like auntie, who's absolutely lovely as well.
Yes. So for the viewers who don't know why you're worried, why are you worried?
There's a lot of G-strings, unsavory
Strong
chat,
points.
violence.
All in your
That's
movie?
the worst one.
Yeah.
How bad is it?
Oh no! See, it's all like kind of what I call like cartoon violence, or like there's no like there's drug use, but it's cartoon drug use. You know, it's not like some sad skinny man heroining out.
It's not artsy.
Imagine Will Ferrell like you know, like smoking a massive joint or something. You know,
Yeah.
It's like slapstick kind of funny.
Yeah. No, it's not meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. You're not going to come into this film and like leave a better person.
How, when you wrote it, did you think of like the characters and how they sort of base themselves in New Zealand?
Yeah, I guess like, you know, like I'm a small town kind of country boy from Cambridge and, you know, you go to these small town bars and I've been DJing for a long time and, you know, I DJs in some little rural dives, you know? And you go to these places, you know, and you can have like a cracking night and it's like awesome. But like that's 1 out of 5, you know? Sometimes you'll be like DJing at some bar in Te Aroha and there's like 4 farmers in the corner like tearing it down. And you know, you'll be packing out your stuff at the end of the night and like some old man will come up to you and strike up a conversation and they're just giving you like unsolicited life advice, you know, that you didn't ask for.
Yes,
you
the
know?
TMIs.
Yeah, you know, like, listen here, young fella. I'm like, mate, you're a 60-year-old divorcee. Like, what? I'm not listening to you.
But to be honest, those old men do sometimes have just the perfect nugget of advice.
Mate, I listened to this old man and I like really like took it to heart. It was like the best life advice ever. He was like, Hixie, you know what the key to life is? I was like, what's that, mate? He was like, the key to life is you can't give too many beep, but you've got to give a few. So that's just balance, man. He's just talking about balance.
Makes perfect sense,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I love the packaging though. I love the way you said it. It's so good.
But I know the key point I think here is you go to these small town little New Zealand bars, you know, and you know, a lot of people try to escape small towns straight away, you know, they want to get to Wellington, Auckland, wherever, you know.
Yeah.
But I think you can find interesting characters in any little nook and cranny anywhere in the world, you know. It's not always the capitals, you know. People have stories everywhere, you know. And I guess, like the Tavern's just kind of highlighting those weird characters in these weird little towns, you know.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with the bigger cities is everyone moves there. They're from such different places, but they all kind of become the same when they move to the big places. But every tiny little place, it's the same in some ways, but it's so different in other ways. And that's what's really, I think, interesting to me anyways.
People always say, like, with small towns, you know, they're boring. But I'm just, like, of the opinion that only boring people get bored. Like, mate, like, you could chuck me down to Stewart Island and I'd have a blast.
DJ for some sheep.
Yeah.
Remember how we were talking about old men giving weird life advice? Are we those old men now?
Everybody else.
Surely.
Okay, cool. And so you've been promoting the movie. It's coming out when?
So we're coming out next week, May 22nd. So Cambridge has sold out 2 weeks in advance. So we've sold out like 16 sessions, like 800 or so tickets, which is really nice. Hamilton's all sold out. And then after that, we've kind of got like a rapid week where we're touring it. So we are going Hamilton on the Monday, Thames on a Wednesday, down to Tauranga on a Friday, doing a Q&A there. Then, I'm going down to Upper Hutt on a Thursday for some bikers. That'll be interesting. And then Opanaki, and then Palmerston North, where our lead actress is from. So it's going to be a little rapid little tour, and then it's it's just going to be kind of like spotted sporadically in cinemas.
Yeah. And do you have like a page or somewhere people can go to see
yes.
that?
Just go the Tavern Feature Film, search that up on Facebook, the Tavern Movie NZ, I think, on the gram, and just Honest Man on the old TikTok.
There you go.
Oh, yes, and the website, of course, yes.
Nah, cool.
That's really interesting. So you're going to all of these places.
Yeah, going to try and get to as many as possible, but some of them will be kind of like unachievable. Like, really want to get down to the South Island, but I need to kind of like organise them into a block, you know? You can't go down to like Greymouth and there's like 2 old men sitting in there. This was
Let me
worth
tell you
it.
something. Let me tell you something.
No, this is reminding me of a story. The first Indian film ever made was made by this guy out somewhere near Mumbai. And what he did is he made the film, went to the UK, bought a camera, bought some film, brought it back, made the film. No distributors at that time, right? Because cinemas didn't exist. This guy literally had a bullock cart, went to every single village in his state, put up a white screen and played it from his projector at night.
Yeah.
And when you said you were touring the whole place, I suddenly just reminded me of that. You know, it's a really like ground up approach. It's like you have to make everything happen. You know. And is that what you feel like indie films still are today? Because my image of indie films was very much, you know, you call up the cinema, you go, can you play it? And you send them the file. Is that not what it is?
It is like that. I did this producer course, not last year, the year before, and it was run by this place called the Vista Foundation, which put on like 48 hours. They own like flicks.co.nz. They're very like industry, you know, and it was all these other people that had made indie features in there, and it was so good. You know, every week some industry leader would come in and they'd tell us. We had a person come in that kind of represented indie cinemas, like your art house ones, like Lido, Tivoli, etc. And he was like, my advice for you, like coming in, have all your materials like ready to go, you know? He was like, I don't like to take on a lot of indie films because they're not prepared, and I'll be like emailing back 27 times and I'm just like, this is not worth it, you know?
Yeah.
So when we've pitched to cinemas, we've been really, really sharp. We've had all our rating certificates. We've had all our different trailers and the like different reel formats and press kits and all this kind of stuff. You just have to give them like no excuse to say no. Yeah, you've just got to come in really sharp. So yeah, doing that course was really, really good. There's heaps of other indie films though, like, you know, Tom Sainsbury's Loop Track, the North Spur one. They were in about 50 cinemas all across New Zealand. And I spoke to, you know, those guys. I was like, you know, how did you do it? They were like, it's a 4-person job. Like just constantly emailing, do another email back, and then phone calling. You know, it's and it's just throwing darts at a board. You'll get lucky with some of them kind of like know their town, like that
The
one or something. Yeah. So yeah, man, I honestly don't know. I'm just learning every day.
Yeah.
But no, it's good, man. It's good. I'm really thankful for this experience, you know, because like, and that's why I really want to do well in this round of the cinema tour, like get good crowds and stuff like that, because you're just setting yourself up for the future, you know. So when hopefully the Film Commission or whatever come on board,
We have thoughts on the Film Commission.
But you know, like you've got to like, everything's about stats at the end of the day. It's about bums on seats and numbers and stuff. So yeah, we just want to go well so they feel that we're a good choice in the future, you know.
Yeah.
Just so I can quit DJing in dodgy pubs.
Cool. All right.
Interesting.
I basically don't know what I'm doing, but we're giving it a stab.
Figuring it out as we go.
Yeah.
On that note, Roy has got a bit of a game for us. He has got film trivia.
Film trivia.
Film trivia, right?
Yes, film trivia.
Okay. And so pretty much the way this works is he's going to ask all of us questions, and the loser will get punished at the end of the show. So, how does it work? Roy, explain.
So, we're going to go clockwise, starting from Raxmi.
Yeah.
If he gets it correct, he gets 1 point. Person with the least points at the end of the 3 questions will be punished. I'll start with you, Raxmi.
Sure.
So,
Give me ready.
the Leonardo DiCaprio film Inception was directed by who?
Christopher Nolan.
That is correct. 1 point to Raxmi. Okay. Pulp Fiction, which came out in 1994, was directed by whom?
Quentin Tarantino.
That is correct. Good one. Now, Matt, the film 500 Days of Summer features a scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays chess on a beach while dressed as a medieval knight. Which 1957 film by Ingmar Bergman is this referencing?
Lord of the Rings?
That is not correct, unfortunately. You were close. It's The Seventh Seal.
Ah, cool. This wasn't set up.
Oddly specific.
Okay, Raxmi. The Batman trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, was directed by Christopher Nolan.
Yes, that's right.
The first film, Batman Begins, the second film, Dark Knight. The third film was called...
The Dark Knight Rises.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So, Quentin Tarantino in the 2000s made a film in which soldiers go into Nazi Germany beyond enemy lines and fight Nazis. This film was called...
Repeat the question. Repeat the question.
The Quentin Tarantino
I wasn't
film.
listening.
Quentin Tarantino film with the Nazis.
Yes. Inglourious Bastards.
That's correct.
Okay. I was just thinking about Matt.
We were talking about that at the time. Okay. The video game series Stalker is based off the 1979 film of the same name by which Russian director?
Renil
That's, I would like to have seen a Renil Singh version of Stalker, but no, it was Andrei Tarkovsky.
Ah, of course.
Renil's actually making the sequel.
Common knowledge.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I feel betrayed.
Now, who was the lead actor in Christopher Nolan's 2014 film Interstellar, in which the main character goes to space, goes back in time, and saves the world?
What's the name of the movie?
Matthew McConaughey.
That is correct.
Okay, right.
Okay. Who was the lead actor of the film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, made by Quentin Tarantino?
The main actor.
Main actor.
Oh no! There's two actors, right? Who's the main?
Oh, I'll just say both of them.
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Oh, I'll go for that one. Yeah. DiCaprio is what I was thinking of. This is an easy one. This is an easy one. You should get this one, Matt. The 1977 film Star Wars, directed by George Lucas, was influenced by which 1958 film by Akira Kurosawa?
So stay tuned for Matt's punishment at the end of the episode, and yeah, we'll have a little bit of fun with him. So stay tuned for that. Everything was fair, I feel, but
Hey, these are all questions I can answer off the top of my head. So,
all right, back to Matt and the Tavern.
Yes, you assholes.
So you've made a movie. Now you're spreading the word about it. How have you been doing this? What's been happening?
Yeah, basically just no money. So we've just been doing the reels, bro. It's been all about the reels. Just Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Just bite-sized content. Play the little 15-second trailer at the end, and just basically guilt-tripping friends and stuff to like come along, you know.
Yeah, right. And so, have you been? do you have any tactics or skills or things that you've been doing to promote, like word of mouth, get people talking about it and stuff, or is it all just based on online sharing and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically based on online sharing. We do have a premiere coming up in a week, and there's kind of like two kind of sections to it. We've got like a 5:30 thing with like the cast, crew, friends, family, all that kind of stuff, you know, the people that actually made it, and then a 7:30 very carefully curated guest list of like absolute Waikato drinking influencers. So I think like that whole word of mouth has been really good, you know, like that whole like red carpet thing, because how often does a small town get to go on a red carpet? So yeah, creating that like genuine word of mouth buzz is really important.
No, that's cool. You mentioned no money.
Yes.
So how did you make a film with like no money, no funding, no nothing? It was all self-funded?
Yeah, so what we did was we raised money from local businesses around Cambridge, and also did a Give a Little campaign. So we made about $10,000 on Give a Little, and that was hard, man. That was like a full-time job. It was like 4 months.
Wow.
Like I thought it'd be easy as, you know, but I was just an absolute psycho, bro. Like, because everybody's trying to dodge you all the time, you know. So I like messaged all these people with this big long yarn and just got like no responses, kind of thing. It was too spammy. So then I went back and made it kind of specific, like. I've talked to like you differently how I'd talk to somebody else, you know? Like I'd be like, hey bro, remember that time I gave you that ice cream in fourth form? Like
Need that money back.
so you do that, and then like, you know, you'd have people dodge you, you know, they'd be like, oh, you know, next Thursday, bro, like I get paid then, like hit me up then. So I'd be like, sweet, put that in the calendar. Just like actually come back.
Yeah,
and so, you know, a bit psycho, but like it actually worked. But yeah, man, it was like a full-time thing, just guilt-tripping and stuff. And what I felt kind of worked with the whole like Give a Little thing is I had this idea that if you donated like over X amount, say $50 or something, then I'd write like a specific status about you and why I think you're special. So nobody was donating that amount. It was
So you
like
got all the
$10.
girls to give you.
No, that's the thing, man. So like what I did was I just threw that out the window, and no matter what amount that you donated, if you donated $400 or $4, I would write a special thing about you, like Reneel Singh, you know, the sexiest podcast host in all of New Zealand. Yeah. And then so, you know, you tag them, that comes up on their wall, and I'd do that every night, and then that would get the likes, it would get the shares, and people were just genuinely interested. And then I had a girl, she donated 3 times because she just wanted to see like what I'd say about it.
Far right.
So it really, really did work.
Yeah, nice.
And then the whole like businesses thing, that was painful, bro. It was really, really painful. So I like got these like booklets, like a physical booklet made up, like a funding prospectus with like a budget, cast and crew bios, all this kind of stuff. And I think it was really good having this physical thing that you drop into them, because they could kind of have time to kind of like analyze it before you come in with the final pitch. Having your like log line like down pat is really, really essential, you know, like what's the film in 1 sentence. So I always had that really tight. But yeah, man, the whole business thing, like I raised like 25 grand on that, and that was on like a 90% rejection level, eh?
Far
Like you're
out.
just like walking into this thing, like these people that you've known since you were a little kid and stuff. Like I was lucky, man, like max white privilege, like Cambridge. Like I had like a lifetime of contacts and stuff like that you know, see me grow up. It's quite a prosperous town, etc. But you're just walking into punches all the time, eh? Like, you know, hey uncle, nah, like, you know. And so it was hard, but yeah, as long as you just kind of have a thick skin and keep going forward, you'll get there.
And I was going to say, like, yeah, from a mindset perspective, how did you deal with those punches? How did you end up being like, okay, let me just keep trying, let me keep trying?
I think you just have to not take it personally, because, you know, like not everybody is as rich as they may seem, I kind of guess, you know, like people can have an appearance of, you know, being rich, but they're not really, so you just have to kind of respect that and move on. It's simply a numbers game, I think, eh? The more people you hit up, like, you're just going to get there.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you got the money in. Now, how do you make a movie for $10,000 or whatever it is? How are you calling in favors? Are you paying people?
Yeah.
What are you
So
doing?
most people were paid. We had a couple of volunteers, but everybody was on like basically the same rate. Yeah, it was basically just like really honest. It was just like, hey, like you're not going to get paid much, but you know you'll be able to be the, you know, main head of unit on this feature film. It'll be good for your CV. So yeah, it was just about like transparency, eh? And one of the best feelings I had. So like, you know, if people want a payment as they went, I'd give it to them. But like basically when we finished the shoot, I was like, I need to go up to Whangamata for a couple of days and just like decompress and like hang out with some like tradies and like not talk about film. You get so sick of it. So one of my most satisfying thing was I had this pool of money and I just like paid everybody out before I like went on a bender for a couple of days. Like, just to get that monkey off your back, you know. And then, you know, fast forward 6 months, I do this film, this buzzcut film, and like, you know, don't get treated that way. Like, nobody got rich out of this project, but like I'm happy that like everybody got what they
Got something.
Yeah, something, you know. So yeah, I think you can get it if you just yeah, like I mean the crew were pretty mistreated. Like we ate prawn twisters and wedges like every day. Like it wasn't glamorous, but yeah, it was okay, man. But yeah, I'd never want to do a thing for that low budget again. It's just it's too hard. I think it's alright if you've got like young, hungry heads of department that are in their 20s or whatever. But you'd be hard pressed to convince like a 45-year-old person to work for garlic bread and $500, you know.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's real interesting. Like for us as well, we come across that same issue as well. Like we just create with whatever we have, with whoever's interested, whoever wants to jump in and get involved. And yeah, like it's very different to when you're working with people who are getting paid and like on point. Like the amount of times we've had people not turn up on set, everything is prepared, the cameras are ready, the people are there, and then the main actors don't turn up. It's just like, Raksmi, take me now. Take me now.
But that's kind of a good thing, man. You can turn any like negative into a positive, so you don't want those people in your life. You know, like I'd turn up to anything, man. Like if you want to be an actor or if you want to be whatever, you know, like you have to expect to do a few unpaid things, you know, because that's like cutting your teeth. That's learning. Like you're all just like banking experience for the future, you know. So when it's time to get paid, you deserve to get paid because your tools are sharp, you know.
No, it's honestly just such a really good experience to talk to someone who has that experience, you know. You have this idea in your head, you're like, oh, this is going to be easy, this is going to be hard, and you kind of plan accordingly. But when someone just like shows you the reality, like, no, this is going to be hard and this is going to be impossible, it really puts it into perspective and it makes a lot.
I think it's just also as well, it's like none of it's rocket science. It's just like doing stuff, like just like having a big list and just like ticking it off.
It's just the doing, eh?
Yeah,
you just have to do.
Yeah.
Yep. No, cool. All right, so Matt, we've got two things left to do with you. The first is pitch the movie. To anyone out there who's watching, give us your pitch on why they should go watch it, what it's about. Tell us about The Tavern.
So The Tavern is a Kiwi comedy filmed at a pub in Cambridge. It's about 5 small-town guys who have a race against time to save their beloved yet run-down tavern from an evil Ponsonby property developer with sinister plans. It's got TVNZ hunting party star Josh McKenzie with a whole bunch of Waikato actors that don't know what the hell they're doing. It's going to be a great time. ChatGTP analysed it for me because no critics will look at it at all. And ChatGTP, our new overlord, described it as a Flight of the Conchords had a bastard child with South Park.
Oh, look at that.
That's a very good compliment.
So, yeah, if you like drinking, violence, and a lot of swearing, come along. If not, stay away.
There we go. And now it is time for your rapid fire rounds. Okay, these questions have been designed to make you uncomfortable. They have designed
Like
to
we have
cause
this whole time.
problems. They have been designed to cause problems for you with all your actors, all your crew. So here we go. You got to answer these as quick as you can.
Mm-hmm. Is it like yes, no, or what? Like, how am I answering it?
No, it's like
Just be concise.
actual answers. Yeah. All right. Don't think, just answer. Just bring it from the heart. All right, here we go. Be honest. Was anyone actually drunk on set?
Yes.
Which actor gave the worst performance, but you kept them in there?
Me.
How many times did the script change because you didn't know what the hell you were doing?
7.
Did you steal any shots without permits?
Shots from the bar?
Anything without permission?
Oh, yeah. There's a video coming up about it, yeah.
Which cast member do you never want to work with again?
Josh McKenzie.
Take it, Josh.
How much of the film was inspired by actual pub fights you've been in?
Ooh. Inside or outside?
Either or.
A lot.
Were you secretly trying to write yourself the best role?
I'm the Matt Damon of Cambridge.
That's such a good answer.
What scene are you embarrassed of, but it's still in the movie?
You'll have to come watch. Yeah.
But there's a good one.
There's a good one, guys.
Yeah.
Come watch for that.
Will people know it when they see it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Who thought the film was terrible, but you pretended not to notice?
My mum.
It hurts the most when it comes from mum.
Yeah, that is the one. Yeah. How many
Few swear
people?
words in there?
How many people have accused you of glorifying drinking culture?
Not enough, probably.
Not yet.
Yeah.
When it comes
It's
out,
coming.
it's coming. Did any of the actors hook up during filming?
Yes.
Ooh. No.
That was me, Graham.
Anyone almost quit the project?
No. I did worry at times, though.
Yeah. Anything shady you had to do to finish the movie?
In post-production or during the shoot?
Throughout.
During the shoot, yes. Post-production, no, pretty good.
Nice. Did you ever think at any point, should I just walk away from this?
No.
If the film flopped, who would you blame first?
Probably Graham or Rob.
Rob is our
our
guy,
go-to as well,
cameraman. He's
yeah.
sitting right there, by the way, just for context. Who got way too much into their role and made things awkward?
Oh, that's a really good question. Tom.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, your last question. If Netflix calls
Yeah.
tomorrow and says, we're going to remake this movie, but you have to ditch your original cast,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Oh, yeah, they're gone, man.
So something happened with your wife. You replaced her with a microphone. What's going on?
What?
I don't know about this.
Are you referring to the press conference video a couple of days ago?
I don't know what I'm referring to, Rob. I don't told me to ask.
Oh, yeah, so a couple of days ago on Wednesday, there was a press conference where I announced the Tavern's upper management has made the brave yet commercially insane decision to not show the film in Auckland due to the bad parking, overpriced coffee, and the fact that Auckland has a bunch of Aucklanders.
Yeah, it's true.
During the press conference, there was a lot of mics there. Radio New Zealand was there, News Talk ZB, TV3 stuff. I don't know. I don't set out the press conferences. Some people noticed in the comments that one of the mics was not actually a mic, but a big black dildo. Like I said, I don't set them up. I wasn't there. Well, I was there, but I just walked in, said my spiel and left. So, yeah, I mean, don't blame us.
It's probably New Zealand Herald.
Yeah, I reckon it's
Bastards.
TV3, bro. They've been dodgy lately.
Ever since they lost John Campbell, to be honest.
Yeah, he was the only moral fibre holding that place together.
I hope that said microphone might be in Rob's car. I mean, I don't know who supplied it, but it might be in someone's car.
Rob's behind that camera, by the way.
Based on his reaction.
All right. Well, that's pretty much the episode. There's only one thing left to do.
What's that?
Matt Hicks, spin the wheel. Whatever it lands on, we're going to put the punishments up on the screen. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Yellow. Okay.
Yellow?
Right, bring out the yellow punishments. It's punishment time. Matt, for this punishment, you get to choose one person. Whoever you want to have to do this punishment with you. Choose now.
You. Actually, no, can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
You.
I knew it. When you said that, I was like, I was going to say. All right, in these shot glasses, one has... Actually, just close your eyes and drink. We'll see who gets what. Take your pick. Am I swapping my hands?
There we go.
All right, close your eyes and drink. In 3, 2, 1.
This is piss, isn't it?
I don't even know what was in there.
It tastes like whiskey.
One was whiskey, one was lemon juice or something?
I think
He used lemon juice.
Wasn't it a good whiskey? I would prefer the lemon juice.
This was Reneel's piss.
Guys, don't tell him that.
Not bad.
The Tavern is out from May 22nd. Make sure you guys check it out. The website's there. We hope you enjoyed the Surely podcast. See you next time. Yay.
Hey.